Both Toyota and Honda have adopted a similar core strategy in developing hybrid vehicles, improving fuel efficiency by reducing fuel consumption and increasing reliance on electric drive. However, the way they implement these strategies differs in key ways. The roots of hybrid development can be traced back to the second oil crisis in the late 1970s and early 1980s, when crude oil prices surged dramatically. Faced with rising fuel costs, both Toyota and Honda began researching hybrid technologies as a way to reduce dependence on gasoline. Toyota took the lead. In 1997, it launched the first mass-produced hybrid vehicle, the Prius. Honda followed 2 years later with the release of its first hybrid model, the Insight. But compared to the Prius, the first-generation Insight featured only a low-power electric motor and could not operate on electric power alone. In effect, it was more of a fuel-saving enhancement than a true hybrid in the modern sense. At that time, Honda clearly trailed Toyota in the hybrid race. And over the next 2 decades, Toyota continued to dominate the hybrid market. According to data from Wikipedia, by April 2019, Toyota had sold over 13 million hybrid vehicles worldwide. Its flagship model, the Prius, remains the best-selling hybrid vehicle globally and is widely regarded as a pioneer in the category. However, with the introduction of Honda's iMMD hybrid technology, the competition between the two automakers has once again intensified. The key differences between their systems lie in how they handle power distribution, the core mechanism that determines the efficiency and responsiveness of a hybrid drivetrain. Toyota's hybrid technology, known as THS, Toyota Hybrid System, is built around 4 primary components: one engine, one generator, one electric motor, and a planetary gear set. The system works as follows. The engine powers a generator, which in turn charges the battery. The battery then supplies electricity to the electric motor, which drives the wheels. In addition, the electric motor has a regenerative braking function, allowing it to recharge the battery during deceleration or braking. In real-world driving, when the battery charge is low, the engine operates at its most fuel-efficient RPM to recharge the battery. Once the battery reaches a sufficient level, the engine shuts off, allowing the car to run on electric power alone. This cycle is one of the main reasons Toyota hybrids are known for their impressive fuel economy. Crucial to this entire process is the planetary gear set, which acts as a coordinating hub between the engine, motor, and generator. It enables seamless switching between gasoline and electric power, as well as the blending of the two. Recognizing its central role, Toyota patented the planetary gear design. As a result, many industry insiders half-jokingly say, there are only 2 kinds of hybrids in the world, Toyota hybrids and everyone else's hybrids. But Honda, always known for its bold and innovative engineering, was not willing to play second fiddle. In 2012, Honda launched its own advanced hybrid system called iMMD, Intelligent Multimode Drive. Not only did the system cleverly bypass Toyota's key patents, but also matched THS in terms of efficiency and performance. The differences between the two systems primarily come down to 3 core areas. 1. Different power distribution components. To work around Toyota's patented planetary gear set, Honda developed its own system for managing power flow, known as ECVT. It's important to clarify that Honda's ECVT is not a continuously variable transmission in the traditional mechanical sense. Its full name is Electric Coupling Continuously Variable Transmission, and it consists of 2 electric motors and an overrunning clutch. This unique configuration allows for highly efficient power management. In fact, according to test data from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the Honda Accord Hybrid outperforms the Toyota Camry Hybrid in terms of fuel economy, both in city and highway driving conditions. 2. Different power output modes. Honda's ECVT system includes a clutch, which enables the vehicle to be powered directly by the gasoline engine when cruising at high speeds. This is important because at highway speeds, EVs tend to draw a lot of power, sometimes even more than traditional gas-powered cars, making electric-only operation less efficient in those situations. Toyota's THS system, on the other hand, uses a planetary gear-based mechanical coupling, which always diverts some of the engine's power to the generator whenever the engine is engaged. This means it can never operate using gasoline alone without simultaneously generating electricity, which leads to unnecessary energy conversion losses. Honda's setup avoids this inefficiency by allowing a pure mechanical connection between the engine and the wheels at higher speeds. Without electrical generation, Honda's system is more efficient during highway driving. 3. Different motor power and battery capacity. Let's compare two specific models: the Toyota Camry Hybrid and the Honda Accord Hybrid. The Camry Hybrid is equipped with nickel metal hydride and IMH battery and a total motor output of 88 kilowatts. In contrast, the Accord Hybrid uses a lithium-ion battery and boasts a total motor output of 135 kilowatts. Because of its more powerful motor and larger capacity battery, the Accord Hybrid delivers faster throttle response at low and medium speeds, especially when operating in electric mode. This gives the Accord a more dynamic and sporty driving feel, which reflects Honda's performance-oriented brand DNA. In comparison, Toyota's hybrid models are typically tuned for smoothness and efficiency, making Honda's system feel more aggressive and responsive on the road. So, what new insights do drivers gain after actually purchasing and living with a hybrid vehicle? 1. Charging frequency and battery choice. Many hybrid vehicle owners express regret about not going fully electric, especially when it comes to charging convenience. This is because plug-in hybrid vehicles, PHEVs, generally have smaller battery capacities, which means more frequent charging is required. Surprisingly, PHEV owners often find themselves charging more frequently than full EV owners. Statistics show that nearly 70% of PHEV owners need to charge their vehicles 2 to 3 times per week, while 15% charge 4 to 6 times per week. If you have a home charger, this may not be an issue. But for those without home charging access, frequent trips to public charging stations can become inconvenient and frustrating. Although hybrid vehicles can run on gasoline when needed, in practice, about 80% of PHEV owners use their vehicles in electric mode for daily driving. As a result, they treat the vehicle much like a full EV, but without the benefit of long electric range. 2. For prospective buyers, it's recommended to choose a hybrid model with a larger battery to reduce charging frequency and extend electric-only driving range. And if you typically rely on air travel or high-speed rail for long-distance trips and seldom drive long distances by car, then going fully electric may actually be a better fit for your lifestyle. 3. Fuel economy improvements. Modern hybrid vehicles have made significant strides in fuel efficiency, even when running primarily on gasoline. This is a notable improvement over earlier generation hybrids, which were less refined and more dependent on their gas engines. Today's hybrids utilize the electric motor more frequently. In many driving scenarios, the engine's role is primarily to charge the battery, while propulsion comes mostly from the electric motor. For instance, many popular compact hybrid cars on the market today average around 5 liters per 100 kilometers, approximately 47 miles per gallon. Larger hybrid SUVs typically consume 6 to 7 liters per 100 kilometers, 34 to 39 miles per gallon, which matches or even exceeds the fuel economy of earlier Toyota hybrids. Even in stop-and-go traffic conditions, where traditional gas-powered vehicles often burn the most fuel, hybrid vehicles maintain strong fuel economy, rarely exceeding 10 liters per 100 kilometers, around 24 miles per gallon. This makes them a more economical and efficient choice than many standard gasoline vehicles, especially for urban and suburban drivers. Maintenance costs. Although hybrid vehicles are equipped with 2 power systems, an internal combustion engine and an electric motor, their maintenance costs are not necessarily higher than those of conventional gas-powered vehicles. In fact, this might surprise many people. Take, for example, a standard gasoline vehicle worth around 100,000 yuan, approximately $14,000. Over the course of 5 years, routine maintenance such as oil changes, oil filter replacement, brake fluid service, brake pads, and spark plugs will add up to several thousand yuan. With a hybrid vehicle, the maintenance process is largely similar. In addition to usual engine oil and filter changes, mechanics also perform routine checks on high-voltage components, such as the battery and electric motor. These inspections usually cost only a few hundred yuan, under $100 per visit. Thanks to regenerative braking technology, hybrids tend to require less frequent maintenance of brake-related components. Brake pads, brake fluid, and discs generally wear more slowly compared to those in traditional gas vehicles. Over time, this results in noticeable savings on wear and tear parts. Daily driving experience. When it comes to everyday use, hybrids often deliver a superior user experience compared to traditional gasoline cars. One of the main reasons people choose electric or hybrid vehicles is because of their lower operating costs, quieter ride, smoother driving feel, and responsive acceleration, and hybrid vehicles perform very well across all of these dimensions. Hybrids typically rely on the electric motor for initial acceleration, which makes starts feel quick, silent, and seamless. However, some passengers may find the sudden, noiseless acceleration unfamiliar at first, and some may never fully adjust to it. Still, most drivers appreciate the refined feel once they get used to it. In stop-and-go traffic or when waiting in a parked vehicle, hybrids don't require the engine to idle constantly. The air conditioning system can run directly on electric power without turning on the engine. This makes a huge difference in summer traffic. While a gas-powered car burns through fuel quickly just to keep the AC running, sometimes pushing instantaneous fuel consumption beyond what's shown on the dashboard, a hybrid avoids this entirely. That translates to better comfort, lower fuel usage, and less anxiety behind the wheel. If your primary goal in buying a car is to save money, how should you decide between a standard hybrid electric vehicle, HEV, and a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, PHEV? Some people believe that HEVs are the better long-term investment, mainly because their batteries are more durable and less prone to failure, even after 10 years of regular use. And if the battery does eventually need to be replaced, the cost is typically lower than that of a PHEV battery. In real-world usage, this belief holds up well. The battery lifespan of traditional hybrids is generally longer. Many of the earlier Japanese hybrid models, such as older Toyota Prius vehicles, use nickel metal hydride and IMH batteries. These batteries are not only affordable but also highly durable. Under normal driving conditions, NIMH batteries have a cycle life of over 100,000 charging cycles, and the driving range can exceed 150,000 kilometers, around 93,000 miles. In fact, there was a well-known case of a Toyota Prius with over 200,000 miles on the odometer, and its battery still operated normally. The car's fuel economy and performance showed almost no difference compared to a brand new model. Nowadays, however, many Japanese hybrid models have shifted to using lithium-ion batteries. The good news is that when used in appropriate conditions, lithium-ion batteries can be just as durable as NIMH batteries. As a result, many modern hybrid electric vehicles now come with warranties of up to 10 years or 200,000 kilometers, 124,000 miles, on the battery. One key reason hybrid batteries last longer is that the engine frequently assists in powering the car, so the battery isn't deeply discharged very often. Most HEVs operate with the battery state of charge maintained between 30% and 80%, which significantly reduces stress on the cells and extends battery life. In contrast, plug-in hybrids can run exclusively on electric power for a certain distance. This means the battery is often discharged down to 10% and charged back up to 90% or higher, creating deeper charge/discharge cycles. As a result, the battery cycle life of a PHEV is often about half that of a traditional hybrid. If your daily driving environment is ideal, mainly city commuting, and you have a private parking space with easy access to charging, then a plug-in hybrid PHEV could be a great option. You can drive on electric power during the week and rely on the gasoline engine as a backup for weekend highway trips or visits to nearby cities, eliminating range anxiety altogether. However, if you often drive long distances on a highway or you don't have access to a dedicated parking space for home charging, then a standard hybrid electric vehicle, HEV, may be a better fit for your needs. Compared to traditional gas-powered vehicles, HEVs offer better fuel economy without increasing maintenance or repair costs. And unlike PHEVs, there's no need to worry about charging. In addition, Japanese-made hybrid vehicles, especially from brands like Toyota and Honda, tend to retain higher resale value than most plug-in hybrids. While it's true that HEVs may use slightly more fuel on a daily basis, the higher trade-in or resale value can often offset that cost over time.